Honey, do you want tea or do you want water?
A little bit of tea, please.
Okay. I just figured it would be easier for me just to drop them in your hand.
No, my hand's not working that well, sir.
Retired after 20 years in the Navy, Greg Grindley's future plans were suddenly threatened by a strange feeling in his body. He was only 38.
Started seeing a twitch in my arm, and I figured that's probably not a good thing, but I decided to ignore it for a couple years.
Greg saw a neurologist 2 years later. He heard a devastating diagnosis: Parkinson's disease.
When you first heard the Parkinson's diagnosis, how did you feel?
I was pissed.
Did you have a response like, gosh, this isn't fair, I'm so young?
Not that it isn't fair, but it's just like, this is not part of my plan, you know?
Eventually, Greg is forced to give up his new career as an electrician. It's just too dangerous.
You can't even keep your hand steady. You don't want your hand or the tool jumping over and hitting something live, and that's not good.
So many things that Greg loved about life are now impossible. Motorsports, scuba diving, even driving. But after a couple of months, Greg's anger begins to fade.
I don't think it's a curse or anything. Give me a lot more empathy for people, too.
Greg runs his local food pantry at his church.
It takes people a lot of courage to come in and ask for help.
His wife, Crystal, is his co-captain.
You need to do point leaders.
Oh, yeah.
Both had been previously married. Crystal went into it knowing that Greg has Parkinson's disease.
A lot of women would think twice if they met a man, even a man that they cared about, but they knew that they had a degenerative illness like Parkinson's.
Just learning who he truly is, I think, just made me realize, you know, this is worth it.
Every 2 hours, his quacking phone reminds him to take his medications. For the first 20 minutes, they calm the tremors. But then Greg has to endure their main side effect: involuntary, jerky movements.
The things that we all do every day that we don't even think about, like eating.
Eating gets very aggravating when you're eating corn or rice or something that you can't keep on the fork.
But nothing could stop Greg from walking his oldest daughter down the aisle at her September wedding.
To be able to be here is awesome. I mean, I wouldn't miss this for anything.
Greg has reached the point where the medications barely control his Parkinson's. Now Greg's only option is tonight's surgery.
My hope for the surgery is that he'll have the coordination, motor function, and all that he had before the whole fiasco of Parkinson's.
Greg has avoided this surgery for 6 years.
6 years you were sitting with that in the back of your mind.
Putting electrodes in your brain and running electricity through it. That's kind of scary stuff.
What are you hoping to be able to do again?
I would love to be able to walk without a cane. That would be awesome. I'm trying to be hopeful, but not unrealistic.
And it is that hope that has propelled Greg to allow National Geographic Channel to televise his surgery live.
You know, if I go through this and have positive results, somebody can see that, and maybe somebody else can help. You know, it's going to make it easier for them.